Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Colton. I'm here with Chris Grove from Commerce Resources, President of Commerce Resources. You recently had news out regarding some assay results. Maybe you could help us interpret those for the viewers.
You bet. Thanks very much, Colton. We're very happy with the continued infill drilling program and on the Ashram rare earth element fluorspar deposit. Today's news was the release of 3 holes in addition to the 4 holes we released in December. And these are all primarily infill drilling holes. But that may sound boring, but none of these holes are boring. These holes are very long, very well mineralized intersections of monazite dominant rare earth elements. And those things are extremely important. Yes, tonnage and grade in any commodity is important, but ultimately rare earth elements are very, very, very different from any other commodity. Gold is gold. And I don't mean to be critical of gold, but anybody who has gold can value a project on tonnage and grade, strip ratio, things like that. But rare earth elements are very different. They're actually 17 commodities mixed together. And ultimately, a huge factor is what is the dominant mineral these rare earth elements are hosted in. Since there are only 4 rare earth element bearing minerals that can be commercially processed today. Of those 4, monazite is the most attractive because it typically, and specifically in the case of the Ashram, has higher percentages of what the rare earth element market wants most and values highest, essentially. So these drill results today, these 3 holes, including 110 meters of over 2% rare earth elements. These are excellent results, fabulous results, and these are more infill results as we move more of the deposit from the inferred and the indicated into the measured category. And that new resource calculation will come out in the pre-feas later in 2022.
So we have great results in terms of percentages. Now, rare earth prices right now, I believe they're doing quite well. Maybe you could provide a bit of info on that.
Rare earth element prices are going through the roof right now. And today in our weekly report from Beijing, from Buy Info, one of the most reasonable rare earth element price service reports you could hope to subscribe to. They report that the prices are incredibly high. They are higher now than they've been in the last 11 years. And that would be specifically praseodymium, which we used in 2012 at $59 a kilo, is now $142 a kilo. Wow. Neodymium, which we used in our PEA in 2012 at $60 a kilo, is $159 a kilo. And terbium, which we used at $764 a kilo in 2012, is today $2,010.50 a kilo. That's almost a tripling of terbium's value in the last 11 years. And that in itself is extremely important for 2 reasons. One, terbium is exponentially more important to the downstream magnet manufacturing world today than it was a decade ago, mainly because the most valuable rare earth element in 2010, 2011 was dysprosium. And the world population did what they normally do when something gets too high, they look for substitutes. So essentially, dysprosium has been primarily substituted by terbium. And then in turn, terbium's price has rallied more significantly than has dysprosium. But even dysprosium, which we used at $624 a kilo in 2012, today it's at $469 a kilo. So it's a bit of a laggard, but it's still, a fall off of, say, 50% in its price, while the other commodities I just mentioned have doubled and tripled. That more than offsets the economic benefit to the Ashram rare earth element project, where more of our economics are tied up in those first 3 that I mentioned. Those are incredible prices. The other side of the prices, which I would like to mention, is that this price appreciation has been very steady over the last 8 months. This is not a price spike. This is not something that I would blame China for. This is a steady price increase week after week. And this, I believe, says much more about continued increased global demand against what I would typify as being some significant issues on the supply side. And these are not issues that are going to be solved overnight. And so the upside for a good rare earth element project or an excellent one like the Ashram, the upside is very significant.
Yeah, well, I'd think that people will start opening their eyes to something like that, especially with those prices. That's absolutely crazy. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything that we can look forward to with Commerce Resources moving forward? What are the next kind of roadmap? What are the next goals for 2022?
Well, our primary goal is the completion of the pre-feasibility study. In terms of finishing the pre-feasibility study, we would prefer and think it is more sensible to have the input from a potential industry partner as we design and determine exactly what the production scenario should be. The PEA was based upon an extraction rate of 4,000 tons per day. That was in 2012, as I mentioned a few times. The market has changed significantly. The current global demand for rare earth elements is over double where it was in 2012. And so certainly one of the basic questions to be answered in the detailing of the pre-feasibility study is what should our daily extraction rate be? So we are looking at scenarios that would take us up to maybe 6,000 tons of extraction per day, taking to market somewhere in the nature of 50,000 tons of rare earth element concentrate, which currently today would be worth about $8,000 a ton. And that is the most upstream product we would think about producing. But $8,000 times 50,000, I think you can run the numbers and realize that is a huge amount of potential revenue, not including our fluorspar byproduct, which should add, I would suggest, maybe $30 million to the annual revenue at a minimum, considering that also fluorspar's price has better than doubled over the last 4 years as well.
Wow. Well, it all sounds really great and really exciting. And we hope to keep viewers updated with anything that comes along. So thanks, Chris. Thanks for getting on. And we'll talk to you soon.